Okay, yeah, so when we're talking about the approach, like Ben mentioned in the last session, when we want to practice hitting, we want to make it as game-like as possible, so moving from the pass to attack. And how we get out here, there's a number of ways, but being balanced when we pass and then moving out, I kind of like the shuffle move where we get those feet balanced. And then from in terms of what position we're playing, if it's an outside hitter, maybe we are using 3, 4, even maybe sometimes you have to 5-step approach. It could depend. In the middle, sometimes you may only get 2 steps. But those last 2 steps of the approach, to me, are the most important. What I would call the step close, in terms of getting off the ground as fast as possible. When we're talking, I mean, one of the main theme of this probably session is keeping our hitters healthy. So even in this drill we're talking about with the butterfly, one thing for me in terms of keeping our hitters healthy is actually reinforcing to our setters that we do not set the ball past the antenna. Okay, that's where we get some of those injuries in terms of landing. So that's just one thing when we're talking about the safety of our hitters. But with this approach, we want to be going slow to fast. So wherever we get to, when it comes to the timing, is we want to be accelerating into this approach. From slow to fast. So once we go, we don't want to have to slow down. So that's sometimes where the timing comes in. And I think as coaches, when we're just talking about what is the tempo of the set that we're trying to get, it's really important to talk about what step do you want the hitters to be on when the setter has the ball in their hands. Because especially when it comes to middles, when we're trying to work on, okay, whose fault is it? Is the middle too early? Is the middle late? So then the setter adjusts and starts making the set higher. Do you have that? And then, okay, I'll go faster next time. And so this trying to get the connection, especially as you start to speed up the offense, becomes a lot more simple when your hitters are always on a certain step when the ball is in the setter's hand. Okay, so with a high ball, maybe if we're using, say, a standard 4-step approach out here for our outsides, maybe they're just on that first right step before they get into the left, right, left. But if they know and you are using that as a timing step, then they know that's when they're leaving. And as you start to speed up, say we're maybe using a faster shoot set out here, is it the tempo at which that left side is already on their left step and just have their last 2 to go? And if that's the case, then every one of your left sides has to know that's the step they're on when the ball's in the setter's hands. So then, if the set is too high or too low, then the setter knows. Same thing if we're trying to run some tempo on the pipe. Same thing in the middle. On a first tempo, are the middles leaving the ground? Or both feet have planted when this ball's in the setter's hands? You know, depending on the level you're playing. But to me, that's an important part when it comes to the timing of this, is making sure it's as consistent as possible so that your setters know what that timing is.